everybody, my name's Elizabeth. Welcome back to my channel. If you didn't see the previous video, that's me kind of talking about what my intentions are for this channel, what I plan to do. I'm an ultrasound technician or a sonographer, and that's kind of what the main focus of this channel is going to be about. I've been getting a lot of messages on Instagram, just people asking me, I want to do this, what do I need to do to become an ultrasound tech, any tips that you can give me. I have some ultrasound students reach out to me like, hey, I'm really struggling with this topic, like that kind of thing. So that's kind of what this channel will be based on. So for my first official video, I thought I would start with the most common question, how to become an ultrasound technician. For this video, I'm mostly basing it off of steps leading up to getting into the program. I feel like the program itself could be a completely different video. So this is kind of just steps you should take to find a program for you. So starting off, I always tell people, please job shadow. The thing with ultrasound, so many people have this stereotype, I should say, oh, you look at babies all day. No. I mean, we do scan babies, obviously, but there's so much more than just that. So check out your local hospital or an imaging center, see if that could be a possibility for you to job shadow an ultrasound tech to see what a day in the life of an ultrasound tech is, to make sure this is the career that you would like to pursue. So you did that, and you oh, I still want to become an ultrasound tech. So now you can find a program. The biggest thing, I feel like if you take anything away from this video, take away this. Make sure your program is accredited. And because after you complete your program, you need to take your board exams, and you need to make sure that your program is accredited. You can find accredited schools. Sorry, I wrote down notes to make sure that I'm getting all the points. Accredited schools at this website. I'll link it down below. It's caahep.org. I think you type in the program you're looking for, and then accredited programs will come up. You can put in your location and see the ones near you. So after you get a list of programs, and that's another thing, not all programs can be through colleges. Sometimes they can be based off of hospitals too. So maybe a local hospital has an ultrasound program that you can apply to. So after you find some accredited programs, schedule meetings with the school counselor or a program director, anybody that can sit down with you and kind of go over requirements for you to get into the program. And I recommend you do this with a few different programs just because every program's requirements are different. A lot of programs are either waiting list or limited enrollment. I think a lot of them are limited enrollment now. But so limited enrollment means they only pick up a few people or a certain number of people. So my program, they only accepted 10 people. Another school that I was looking at, I think they accepted 18. There's another program, I think, that accepts only 4. So you want to kind of weigh out your options to see, okay, I think I like this one. I think I have the best shot of getting into this school, kind of that thing. Another thing to ask when you go to these meetings is ask how many times can you apply to the program. So actually, the first time I applied, I didn't get in. I needed to boost my grades, so I took that year. I retook some classes, got a 4.0, and I boosted my grades, and I obviously got in the second time. But my program or my school only allowed us to apply twice, so if I didn't get in that second time, I wouldn't be able to continue. So make sure you ask that question too. You do have to take prereqs, English, speech, math, that kind of thing. And then usually, I can't even say usually, every program is different, so that's why you need to ask what are the requirements. For mine, to get in, it bases it off of GPA on certain classes. So the classes were anatomy and physiology, pathology, medical terminology, physics. Physics is a big one too. A lot of people don't know that ultrasound has to do with physics. Yes. So if you don't like physics, definitely look into that. So those are like some of the big classes that they looked at that you wanted to get like a 4.0 in to get into the program. And then for the tiebreaker, they used the TEAS test. It's just like a standardized test for like tiebreakers. So I luckily got in the second time. I used that year off. Like I said, I boosted my grades, I retook classes, and I studied for that TEAS test. But that is a big thing when going to meet with like a counselor or a program director. You need to make sure what you need to do to get into the program, because not all are different. Another question to ask, this is another big one, what kind of sonography? Because you can go into just general, like that's RDMS, RVT, which is like vascular, and then cardiac, hearts. I actually lucked out because they combined, for my year, they combined RVT and RDMS, so like vascular in general. So I'm able to get both RVT and RDMS. They changed it after my year. So that is another question to make sure, like, oh, I want to do like veins. Okay, then you need to make sure that they have a vascular program, because sometimes it's just general. They won't even look at like the carotid or the veins. If you want to go into like cardiac, make sure they have a cardiac program, because each program is different. Like I said, I just kind of lucked out my year that they just combined. So I did learn all general and all vascular. But I think that's pretty much it for like getting into the program. Once you apply, usually they have like a applying period. Ours was like, I think, spring. So we applied, and then the program would start in summer. They would like get the top 10, email them, you had to like accept or decline, and then this class started. So I think that's pretty much it. The program itself is like a completely different video. The work doesn't stop. But for leading up, like how to find an ultrasound program and to get into a school, that kind of thing, I think that's basically the biggest thing. So like job shadow, make sure this is what you want to do. Find an accredited school. Like I said, I'll link that site down below for you to find an accredited program. Schedule a meeting with a few different programs to see which one that you like the best, which one that you think you'll get into the best. Then you pick your school. But like I said, make sure you ask those questions. Is it waiting list versus limited enrollment? How many times can you apply? The requirements needed to apply into the program. Sometimes people have to do interviews with like the program director. I mean, every program is different. So I can only speak for my program. Like I said, that's why you should schedule meetings with a few different schools or programs just to see the differences that they have. But I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions, like please comment, message me on Instagram. I'll leave my handle down below. And yeah, woo, my first video. Bye.